Yes, good evening, everyone. This is Brother Benson, and today is a Saturday. I want to take this opportunity to invite you, to welcome you all to this channel, as we'll be having a discussion on the issues which have been happening throughout the week. First, allow me to take this opportunity to invite my panelist, Mr. Honorable Kiplimo, the senator himself, together with Megoda.
The incoming
Kiplimo, the incoming senator of Marakwet.
Marakwet, yeah.
Elgeyo Marakwet County. Yes, you have the floor. Kindly say hi to our viewers.
Thank you, Mark, and good evening, everyone. Pleasure to have you here as we discuss the issue on governance, on good governance, and also we discuss the integrity of our leaders, and also we give solutions on how do we move this country way forward.
Okay, Miguda.
Hello to our esteemed viewers, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Brother Benson Media. At this hour, feel free to watch as we discuss comprehensive politics and governance.
Okay, thank you once again, and karibuni kwa channel as we'll be having this discussion. This week we've had the president has been in Nyanza. Early in the week, he launched the campaign for the former premier, His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga, on his interest on going to the AU to become the AU chair. Mr. Kiplimo, we've seen him going to Nyanza of late, and as per the people have received him with a lot of joy, and the president is very happy. It is so funny that in the last 2-3 months, the president was viewed as I don't know which word they should use, as someone who was not loved by the people. But today we were shocked when he was in Kisumu, and especially in Kondele. He was received by a lot of people who welcomed him and cheered. They were very happy when they saw the president. Again, we saw him launch several projects within Kisumu County, and also in the sub counties that are within Kisumu. Some days ago, he was in Migori. He went to Siaya as well for the homecomings of the two cabinet secretaries who were nominated coming from the Low Nyanza region. Yeah, so those are among the things that we'll be talking about, not forgetting the teachers have called for strike, and they're saying on Monday there is going to be a mother of all strikes in the Republic of Kenya, a strike that have never been seen. We'll also look into that, and I think we are honored to have a professional in that field. So he'll try to give us more details on what is really happening to the teachers. Yeah, so straight to the conversation. Mr. Miguda and Mr. Kiplimo, maybe your brief take on the president's tour to Nyanza region before we start looking into his the projects that he was launching in Kisumu County. Maybe your all take. Mr. Kiplimo, you'll go first.
Thank you, Mark Obura. My take on the President's visit to Luo Nyanza. First of all, what you call broad-based government. That was the strategic entry of the president to enter Luo Nyanza. Secondly, the launch of Raila Amolo Odinga to AU. So you know the president is facing a rebellion from Luo Nyanza because they were not seeing each other eye to eye with former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. So as we speak, the broad-based government actually is a political realignment of 2027. So no one should lie to you that it's a broad-based government. Actually, it is a political realignment. That is when you see the language of the newly incorporated cabinet secretaries. As and
Okay,
Joe.
okay, we'll get deep into that, Mr. Kiplimo. Miguda, maybe your brief take on the president's tour to the Luo Nyanza region.
I would like to try to be very brief because the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, touring Nyanza should not be news because
A minute,
Nyanza.
allow to, there's a viewer here who is asking for a link. I think I'll share with him just there at the comment section. If you're willing to join the conversation, you can also be part of it. I'm just sharing the link there. Anyone who wants to join can join through the link I've just shared. I've shared it over there at this comment section. Miguda, you can proceed.
I think you can share the link via the WhatsApp number. It's very effective other than that one. So you should request for a number so that you share the link. So I was saying President going to Nyanza isn't a news because Nyanza is part of Kenya. And the people of Nyanza form part of the people of Kenya. So President, just like any other part of the country, Nyanza people deserve a right to development, also a right to receive the president. So I don't know why it's all over the headline that president has gone to Nyanza. I would like to say that maybe they are forming it's a political solution to economical problem. They are learning for the 2027. So going to Nyanza should not be news, according to me.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miguda. Allow me to take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Captain Keep to the channel. Mr. Captain Keep, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to BBM, Brother Benson Media.
Yeah.
We are having a discussion that is touching the issues which are happening here, especially the political happenings in Kenya. Maybe your take, Mr. President has been going to Luo Nyanza in the whole of the week. He's been in Luo Nyanza. What's your general take, or what do you think about his visit to the Luo Nyanza and the projects that he's dishing out to the people of Luo Nyanza?
Okay. For me, I know the president is the president of the Republic of Kenya, and Nyanza is in Kenya. It is not another republic in our country. So going to Nyanza is not a surprise, and I take it to be maybe he has gone to welcome the other looters. They joined them to loot the country. And you see the way the president was very happy because he knows that there is no any stone that maybe he's talking facing this other side, a stone can come from the back. There is no stone now. The stones now have been returned for construction. Now it is time to hit. You understand? The only people who had to ask why are you doing this is some of us here. When we ask them now, they say, no, I cannot talk to you. This thing itaninyonga. Wacha nikule kwanza nimalize nikishiba tutaongea baadaye. Are you seeing?
Yes.
So when I saw there's a clip I saw somebody from I don't know, is it Bomet? Yeah, I think it's Bomet. The guy say the president is coming to South Rift for 2 hours only, back to Nairobi or State House or wherever the place that he is supposed to be. But when it comes to Nyanza, he's camping there for 5 days. And we are calling ourselves we are in government. You see. Somebody somewhere again by the name, I think is the majority leader from the UDA side of the government.
That is Kimani Ichung'wah, Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah.
Kimani Ichung'wah, very good. Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, he said that I like the people of Nyanza. They are just given one ministry and the whole world knows that they have a minister. And they appreciate. Clapping everywhere, all over the corner, home welcoming, home nonsense, all home nonsense are taking place there. But for the people from Central, they have the whole government, and they are still not satisfied. The president is there around Central, left, right, center, forward, backward. All those leaders are around there complaining of this and that. For me, I think everybody in Kenya is fighting for his right or the space of life in a different way. Maybe the people of Nyanza, they are just happy because of one president or one appointment. But for me, somebody like me, even from the Rift, even 10 is less, because we have some people like Farouk Kibet. We don't know which he falls under which ministry, but all the state functions, he's just there at the back of the president. Even the bodyguard is like some kilometers away. We don't know he's the minister for which ministry. He is the advisor for president or what? We don't know. Exactly, we don't know. We are in dilemma about Farouk Kibet, because most of the things that and thieveries, most of the thieveries things that are happening in the country, you understand Farouk Kibet is the one initiating all those things. For example, let me give you guys an example whereby in Eldoret, we have an hospital by the name St. Luke. And there is a land that belongs to the county government of Uasin Gishu that was denied the other day by the former governor, who is now the senator for Uasin Gishu, Jackson Mandago. Jackson Mandago, he denied the president to take over the land. He was trying to give me this land, assign this land to belong to me. No. Now he assigned the land with idiot Gotumoja. And Gotumoja was given 200 million. The war there now is taking place. That is why even the deputy governor for Uasin Gishu is resigning. Not because he got that job. Of course, all of us, we are from Kenya. Tunakuwa na ile lugha tunasema, usiwaje kazi kama hujapata ingine. You see? Meaning, huyu deputy governor alikuwa akijipanga polepole juu ameona hapa, hapana. Siwezi husika kwa hii serikali. Shamba ya wananchi imeenda hivyo in the name of government. Huyu ameosha mikono yake. Saa hizi tunaimba. And I like the fact that we have somebody there amejifunika, ni kama unaona ametokelezea kwa mlima juu. Atatuambia he's from the same region. Be it maybe south or west or north of the Rift Valley, is good. I'm not glorifying anyone here, my brother. Let me tell you that. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to my house alone. At the end of the day, I'll be carrying the burden of my children alone. No one will come in. In fact, me, I'm a Nandi. This guy knows. Our Nandi people, they'll be laughing at you. Oh, Yani, I don't want even to say, because even if I put it, Our people will laugh at you until when you leave yourself from the toes to the head, you don't believe that they are the same people you've been dining together on the same table. So, President visiting Nyanza, me, I see it as a landslide for 2027. First of all, whoever is running for presidency in 2027, let that person is just wasting time. Lua Nyanza people will not vote. They'll vote what Raila will say. And I tell you this, Raila will not leave William Ruto. Because now the mountain, as you see, the mountains now are shared. Even the mountains now are shared in Nyanza. They cannot make by themselves alone. They want to separate themselves anyway, but they cannot make by themselves. Thank you very much, the host. I don't see your names on the bar, but thank you so much for your.
Okay, karibu sana, Mr. Captain Keep. My name is Kevin, and at the just on the other screen is Mr. Migoda in red, and then in black is Mr. Senator. We call him Senator Kiplimo Shah from Marakwet County.
I think for Miguda, I think we've been in another platform with him. Even you have been seeing you in a different platform, not this one. But for Kiplimo, you know our people, our Kalenjin people, when they are in Eldoret town and they see the lights of the vehicles lighting at around 6-7, they go to stage matatu home. Hawapendi kelele na mtu yanawamulika mulika. Wanataka huku mshagu huku penye hakuna kelele, asubuhi ni mandege chiri chiri chiri. No. So that's why even on internet, they don't like this noise we are making here. So
yeah, Mr. Kiplimo he's been with us here. He's one of the panelists that we do have in the show. He's always active. He's always with us. Very good. So I hope you'll be around. I hope you're not leaving the show until maybe we finish.
Yeah, maybe sometimes when we are in other platforms, there are some kuna zile mitego tumeweka. So tukiona wamefungua hivi na kuna mtu tunataka kugonga pale, unaingia haraka haraka. Unaona? So if in case I'll check on my phone the other platforms, if they are not online, I'll be here. But if they are there and I see there is somebody you have to hit on the head, I'll go there. But no problem. Let's continue.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Captain Keep. Yeah, so let's continue with the discussion. To my panelists, there's this issue of broad-based government. The president has been preaching about the broad-based. The deputy has been preaching the same. At first, most of members of parliament and also close allies to the president are not really understanding it. Similar to the prime minister Raila Amolo Odinga, and remember when they came up with this issue of broad-based, the former premier was not even able to explain what it meant. Remember when he went to Kibra, he said that the president asked him for his soldiers, and he gave his soldiers. So we've been seeing contradicting statements from the two leaders, but of late we've seen some consistency in trying to explain what broad-based mean. But my question to you, my panelist, is: do you really think it's broad-based? Because from my understanding, something broad-based is it would mean that they have brought on board all the tribes in the Republic of Kenya, all the regions, and if we look at the nominations which were done or which were made by the president when he was nominating the cabinet secretaries, the only people that we saw there, most of them, apart from his close allies, were from ODM party, and there were senior officials in ODM party. Does this really qualify this broad-based? Are we going to be right when we say that it's now broad-based? Because we're only seeing senior officials of ODM who are nominated. If maybe we'd say it's a broad-based, if they would have gone for some members of Wiper, DAP, some members of these small parties which are within Azimio, I think that is when we'd call it broad-based. Maybe your thoughts on that, Mr. Kiplimo, you'll go first. Mr. Kiplimo, it's your, you can proceed.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Oh, good evening, Donald Kip. So,
Captain Kip.
oh, Captain Kip.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's a pleasure to have you in this forum. So this is my analogy, Makobura. You know, the other time we had CS from Coast, Aisha Juma. We had Eliud Owalo from Luo Nyanza. So what makes it broad now? You want to tell me it was narrow? Because you replaced Joe with Aisha, then you replaced Obio and I with Owalo. We should not be lying to ourselves. This is pure political and nothing gold broad based, maybe fraud based. It is a fraud government actually. The other time, John Badi, the current CS or Treasury, he was the number one critic against the Finance Bill 2023. And from the recent sentiments, you could hear him now speaking the language of the government, the same oppressive government that he was against. So you wonder and ask yourself, is this the same body or this is an angel from heaven? So we should not lie to ourselves that this is a broad-based government. This is a political realignment, and also it has opened inroads for Rigathi Gachagua. That is why at any given time when he was given the microphone, you could hear Gachagua passing greetings from the mountain. He would never miss to mention the mountain because Gachagua has already done his mathematics to consolidate Mount Kenya forts. So we expect more political collisions. I think from next year, January, we will see there is a new alignment. Like today, we saw Kalonzo with the likes of Kimani Ginjuri, the Kamba now, and Kikuyu are grouping themselves as brothers and sisters. So there are more to be seen. And
Okay,
also,
thank you.
yeah.
Okay, maybe you can finish your point before Miguda comes in, and then Mr. Then you take over.
I was analyzing on the Luo politics now that Ruto appointed few cabals to assist him, of which if they fail, we will soon visit them at their offices. So the grand entry that was seen in Kondele, will that translate to Fourth 2027? That's another question we should ask ourselves. Because apparently Baba is going to lose the AU seat. So let's wait until February next year. If the Baba loses the seat, then we'll see maybe, because now he has one leg in the government and one leg in the opposition. Yeah, Baba has lost already.
Okay, Mr. Miguda. Miguda.
I would like to deviate myself from Baba's politics or the AUC, because the other time I said that I'm praying so that Baba lose AUC. I had very difficulty with the people from my community and from my region. They are telling me you should not wish Baba bad luck, but I don't wish him bad luck. But sometimes you have to be realistic. The Djibouti candidate is much ahead compared to Baba. So Ruto visiting Nyanza, according to me, I would like to look at it in the 2027 election, because Luos will only vote for Ruto if he's going to compete against Rigathi Gachagua. But in the case Ruto is Rigathi Gachagua as the deputy president, Luos cannot vote for Ruto, overwhelmed. So I'm seeing a scenario whereby Ruto cannot afford to go back with Rigiji as his running mate. So Ruto might pick another person, maybe from Mount Kenya, maybe Kithure Kindiki, because the other time he wanted Kithure Kindiki. So Luos are safer with Ruto when Rigathi Gachagua is an opponent to Ruto. But Luos are not safer with Ruto when they are with Rigathi Gachagua. That's why in these trips you have seen Ruto has brought Kimani Ichung'wah closer to him. And Kimani Ichung'wah has been attacking Rigiji first head on these rallies. He has been attacking Rigiji that Rigiji, you put traps in State House to trap Baba. Those traps have trapped you. He goes ahead and attack Rigiji. Rigiji, if you are saying that you are from Mount Kenya, William Ruto is forming a broad-based government for all the people in the country. And Rigiji is also responding to him that everybody has their home. Like Jesus Christ was from, he started the evangelist from Nazareth. So you see, it has been a Rigiji versus Ichung'wah in this Luo Nyanza so-called tour. Ruto has now not responding or attacking Rigiji. So Ruto has made sure that he has put Kimani Ichung'wah to check on Rigiji. So Luos are safer with Ruto without Rigiji, but with Rigiji, Ruto as Ruto and Rigiji ticket, Ruto cannot get overwhelming vote from Luo Nyanza.
Okay, on the issue of broad-based, are you seeing it the way they're trying to say it? Is it really broad-based?
Okay, according to me, it was not broad-based, because first we say that we had an economical problem as a country, but William Ruto together with Raila Odinga, they are giving us a political solution. We don't want a political solution, we want an economical solution. So the so-called broad-based government is just a political solution to calm the current situation. But these are just meant for future politics. That's why I have said maybe Ruto is not safer with Rigiji. So going forward, he might pick another running mate. By picking another running mate, it means he's looking for a political base which is solid. That is Luo Nyanza. Because Luo Nyanza do vote to last man. When they love you, they will vote to last man. They will follow Baba's command. So it is never broad-based to unite Kenyans, because even previously, you see, the people who he has brought into government already were in the National Assembly. For instance, Opiyo Wandayi, he was the minority leader. He was in the government. So I don't know. I don't see why it was so urgent and important to bring him to government. According to me, the so-called broad-based government is just a political realignment for 2022 in case Rigiji bowled out and Ruto decided not to pick Rigiji. So these are just political solutions to economical problems. So we are still stagnant as a country. We have not made any step.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Captain, as you'll be giving us your view on the broad-based, as the president has been saying it, and his close allies, maybe Ruto, the president, we've seen the president in Luo Nyanza, and whenever he speaks, after speaking, he always invite his DP, and then some members of parliament would speak, the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah, that is the majority leader, and whenever they're given a chance, they've been speaking against the DP. They've been reminding the DP that he set up some traps to the former premier, and the traps failed. He's been talking about shares and everything. Is it really necessary at this time? Does it mean that they're trying to get the DP out of the political equation? Yeah, you can give us your view on that. You're muted. You're muted.
You see why? Okay, you see the reason why is this happening is because you remember the Gen Z thing. You know the government. The government is that's why inaitwa serikali or serikali. They have knowledge. They are so much intelligent on what happened. I think, or even some of us, all of us here, we understand that Rigiji has been mentioned as among the people who are sponsoring Gen Zs. That is why it is only because of the constitution that is now there. They cannot show him ile madharau kwamba nini. The only madharau ile wanamuonyesha ni ile madharau ya diplomacy, kwamba waja president take over ana invite watu wake vile anataka, kwa sababu wakianza ma MPs wataanza kutusi huyu jamaa vibaya sana. Ulisikia vile Junet alimwambia, tumeona wewe unapenda milima na tuko nazo hapa, tutakukawia. So what of the people like Emmanuel Chungwa you are now telling us here? You will just tear that guy out from even the seat where he's sitting. So Rigiji is clever, but I call him, he's a clever fool. That's what I can tell you. He's clever, but he's a clever fool. He is fighting a war that William Ruto was fighting Uhuru Kenyatta at the dead end or the tail end of the politics. When Uhuru Kenyatta was finishing the term, the war started between him and between William Ruto and Kenyatta. Now Rigiji wants to compare himself with William Ruto when he was the deputy president. He wants to fight the government on the first term, which he cannot succeed. We are all in Kenya. We've been in Kenya before, and we'll be in Kenya, na tulizaliwa Kenya, tutakufia hapo. Tunajua siasa ya Kenya. Mtu akiingia one term, mtu asikudanganya kuambia ati hiyo ni president ya one term. Hiyo ni yako, peleka kwingine. William Ruto akupale mpaka 2032. Tukikuja hiyo story ya 2027 to 2032 now, as somebody might have said here, yes, there are chances that Rigiji will not deputize William Ruto. In fact, it is 90%. Chances are 90% that will not deputize William Ruto. And again, when we say Rigiji will not be deputizing William Ruto, is because William Ruto is picturing 2032. Who will take over in 2032? So the politics of Nyanza now and 2032, 2027, 2032 is now where it is emerging. The politics of 2027 to 2032 mulika pale kwa Mudavadi, ambapo we are sanitizing the whole cabinets, but tunawacha Mudavadi kama the prime cabinet secretary, which is not even defined in the constitution, but he is still there. The others wanaenda, akina Babu na Mwamba enda, akina Aisha Jumwa tembea, hiyo yote, akina Moses Kuria kwendeni huko, mnareduciwa, mnakuwa advisors. Lakini huyu main CS Mudavadi mbona hakuguswa? Unajiuliza maswali kama hayo. So na hapo sasa tunakuja tunaelekea ambapo tunataka kujua huyu mwenye atadebutize William Ruto 2027 to 2032 atatoka wapi? It's either hiyo Central ama Western. And tell me, people from Nyanza will not vote out William Ruto kama ako na deputy wake from Western. They cannot vote out. He'll vote him, knowing very well that 2032 tuko hapa karibu. Hii kitu imepangwa vizuri sana mpaka 2027. Unaona huyu Babu Owino, hii mnaona hii, yes, ni wa ODM. Nilisikia juzi G7 amemwattack, which is right. G7 was right, but atakuwa governor wa Nairobi 2027 under ODM, na UDA ndio wanamsponsor, wanamweka pale. The next government itakuwa serikali ya vijana. That's why unaona Rigiji anatembea polepole, apeleke fence yake huko State House huko, atakuwa watchman huko, naona, na yeye ndiye ataomba appointment. Akiona watu wanaingia, hata si maajabu sisi tutakuwa tunaingia huko na yeye hawezi ingia, naona. So the broad based something you have said, government, let me say this, why Kenyans are so good in forgetting things? I don't know why. Maybe we are just made like that. Opiyo Wandayi, ODM. Mbadi, ODM. And Oparanya, in fact, alikuwa ni secretary ama nini wa chairman wa ODM.
Deputy.
The only Mombasa Joho mnadudanganya tumereplace na Aisha Jumwa. Anyway, 1+1 kwa watu wote wawili inakuanga 11 kwao. Hawajasoma, which is okay. Lakini ODM, they are the ones who have won in this government. If it was supposed to be broad-based, Martha Karua angepewa position, either yeye mwenyewe ama akuwe na mtu wake. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka angewacha hii mambo yake. Naona sasa yeye atakuwa anakaa kwa lami sasa, akikula tia gas polepole. Next, si amepewa pale, ameendosiwa sasa. Sasa yeye atakuwa pale, angepewa hata moja ya CS, especially hata hiyo ya water and what something, ndio wapeleke maji huko Ukambani, angepatiwa. Tuko na huyu jamaa huyu wa masufuria, amelia akilia kabisa, mara analia huko Jubilee ni yetu ya Uhuru, tuna Jubilee akina huyu alipelekwa Yala, MP Yala. Sasa huyo jamaa analia bwana. Sasa hata sasa tena anaendelea tu kulia mpaka 2027. But yeye ni kitu, hata kitu moto pale kidogo akalia, angepatiwa position kidogo. Mwangi Kiunjuri, yeye kuna kitu ako naye, sijui kama ni yangu, ni network yangu ama ni ya nani.
Ni yako.
Okay, niko ama nimeenda
uko, but sometimes it keeps dropping. You can continue.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Continue.
Okay, iko aje?
Iko sawa.
Okay,
Endelea.
So that's if we mean exactly broad-based government, all those leaders
Captain, are you there? I can see you now. Yes. You're okay. You can continue.
I'm here. Okay. So I was saying that if we really mean that this is a broad-based government, where are the other leaders? Where are the other leaders from all other regions? Because we are talking of, let's bring people together to do a pamoja. And for your information, someone good or whoever say that now that they have brought in the Akina Badi, Akina Opara, Akina Nani, they have to lizard the country. The hot water that was burning people, imetulia. Let me say that there was no any differences between the government and the opposition. The differences that was there was Gen Zs, they are fighting the government, and also Gen Zs are fighting opposition also. Only that thereafter, the government came on and they realized their behavior. Akaona hawa hawana network hawa. Akalete Raila na akaambia Raila tupige hii watu nyundo bwana. Unaona? So Raila naye ni nani? Raila anatumia akili bwana. Sisi wote hii dunia tunatafuta pesa. Na hiyo ndio sabuni ya roho. Sasa Raila sasa ana shine. Ukiona ana dance hivi, a dance kama analia, sisi hapo clean. Macho yake anapata pesa yake inaingia mzuri. Naona John Badi sasa anasema finance bill the best. Wengine mlikuwa mnatupigia kelele hapa mkipinga finance bill. You are not in Kenya. Kenya is the best country for your politics. Let's continue.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Captain. That was anyway, yes, Mr. Kip, you have something to say?
Yeah, it's quite interesting. There's some other things I want to disagree with Donald Kip. First is about
Captain Kip. Yeah.
On the issue of Gachagua fighting the government in the first term. Actually, Gachagua is not fighting the government. The government is fighting Gachagua. Ruto is using his dogs. His dogs who are Oscar Sudi, Kimani Jungwa, Osoro. Those are the dogs who they want to fight Gachagua in his own government. Then Gachagua should respond back to defend his space. Because, Gachagua also is briefed with intelligence, government intelligence, and he knows what has been planned for him ahead of 2027. That is why, because of the economy, people were complaining about the economy and we don't have a listening president. Then Gachagua was indirectly telling the president, can you listen to the people? Akasema yeye ni mtu wa kusikiza crown. But another thing, back to what Mikuda said, that the people of Nyanza will take direction from Papa. Actually, let me address the people of Luo Nyanza, that they should wake up and get out of that political cult, that they should be always waiting for Raila to give them direction. Raila has been using people of Luo Nyanza for a long time for his personal gain, and that mediocrity should come to an end, because we cannot live in we cannot cherish in poverty 50 years after independence, just praising someone papa si kila mtu ako na baba yake ama nini. So Raila has elevated the lunatic kind of the following, but as a 21st century
Mr.
yes,
Kip, on that statement, are you like?
I
can see
totally, in fact, I'm not safe. I'm not safe even from where I'm sitting because of the statement from my guy here. When he says that the people of Luo Nyanza, they should wake up. Same case to you people from my region.
Sure. Actually, I'm adding where you where you are saying.
You cannot recycle Kipchumba Murkomen na wananchi wa Kenya wamekataa, na mnaenda Eldoret pale mnapiga ile song ya December. Hakuna.
Yeah.
Enda hapo sasa.
So Mark, and this need very serious civil sensitization. Mikuda, I and some like-minded, we should plan for a countrywide trip for civic education, because also it is sometimes you want an educated person still being driven by politicians normally think that the electors are the most stupid people below their political matrix, and that is why these people normally come to the village and see who is more vocal. You'll be given 100,000 to run the campaigns, to lure those who because it is very easy to rule a poor population. Yes. So
yes,
yeah, Donald, Captain Kip.
Yes. I was trying to see the comment from Gypsy Corner that the Gachagua fighting for Ruto's attention. It was funny to watch them in Kisumu.
Yeah. Actually, on this comment, I wanted to ask you this: the president has been in Nyanza region. We've seen the president in Nyanza region is actually trying to launch so many projects. From what we saw, the projects that he launched in Kisumu alone both costed almost 5 billion. The marine one, and then the Nyabondo and the rice one add up to
Kabonyo.
Yes. So we've seen the president launch so many projects. This is not the first time. Actually, even this Nyabondo one, that is actually my home area. We saw the former president is the one who came and launched it when it was being started. And now I think it's completed, and then the president was now flagging it off. Again, we've seen so many stalled projects in Nyanza, and we had the president say that it's not that they have stalled, they're trying to bring to get some money so that they can proceed with the projects. But again, what's your take? Do you really think these projects would come to materialize, or it was just a PR, the normal launching that we've been seeing, some of it? Because we've seen a young man in Kenya called Kebaso has been going throughout the country trying to remind the people of Kenya that the president launched this, there's nothing which has been taking place. Are we going to see the same case like these projects which were launched in Nyanza? And maybe again, your comment on the reception of the president. When he was in Kondele today, everybody was happy, clapping, welcoming the president, and even acknowledged and he reminded them on how they treated him when he was campaigning in 2021. Maybe your take, what has really changed this fast?
Mark,
Does
let
it
me wind
mean,
up. Let me wind up on what I was finalizing.
yeah, and then you'll give us your comment on the projects which are being launched, whether we'll see them finished, and also the reception that the president has been getting in Nyanza. Because if you watch the whole thing, I think this is the first time he's been received like just like a kingpin of that area. What has really changed? And this is it going to translate to? Is it going to change the 2027 political uh, realignments? And has it really started? Because for the first time, we're seeing almost all members of parliament from Lo Nyanza. They were present in this tour of the president, and they are all trying to seek the attention of the president. Maybe your take on that, Mr. Kiplimo. You finish your comment, and then you go ahead, give your view on this.
Okay, I was going towards the issue of Kashakwa and Kimani Jungwa in this Luo Nyanza trip. So I think it is the same Kimani Jungwa. Kimani Jungwa has accused Raila with many words several times, but now wants to present himself as if he is only than Kashakwa, which is not true. And you have seen the impression from the crowd. So in the mindset of William Ruto and Kashakwa, they thought the people of Luo Nyanza ate Kashakwa. But Kashakwa has used the chance to apologize indirectly, saying if Uhuru said Raila was good, and also Ruto said Raila is good, who is he not to oppose that? So the issue of setting traps for Raila, I think it was just a way of Kimani Jungwa to humiliate the deputy president. But as at the end of the day, Kashakwa maybe has opened inroads. Next time he will not come and apologize again over the words he said against Raila Odinga. That is why he said, "Can I send your greetings to the mountain?" And also, there are more to be seen. Mikuta said maybe Ruto will not be very safe with Kashakwa. But what if Kashakwa supports a candidate from Luo Nyanza with Kalonzo? Assume Kalonzo, Kashakwa, and another affiliate from Luo Nyanza, maybe someone who has been endorsed by Raila. So it is not what Kip said, it is not assurance that Ruto will become, it is not a guarantee that Ruto will become president 2027. So on the same issue of Ruto reception in Luo Nyanza, you know, this is a deceptive president telling us we should not be talking about our tribes. But what is from the selection of his cabinet? He's speaking someone from Coast, another one Aluya, another one Alu, because he's arranging the politics, the 2027 politics in a tribalistic manner. But also remember, the majority of electorates 2027 are the youth, and who are based tribal lines. You remember the last elections? Ruto said we are beyond the politics of what? Of regions. So let's assume our politics 2027 will be issue-based politics. And Ruto has made many promises to Kenyans. Every word he utters is almost a lie. No one can even pay attention to listen to him. On the issue of launching projects, you might not be surprised Ruto coming next year to launch the same project because he has been doing so. That is why I'm telling you, these politicians take us for a fool. They think we are very foolish. But I want to urge the youth of this country to register and safeguard their votes. And actually, we should next time we should come and discuss about the issue of identity card, because I think Ruto is clever enough to restrict some of the youths so that they will not vote against him in 2027. Because now you are telling someone who has just finished Form 4 to pay 1,000 for identity card, which is unconstitutional.
Okay,
Those are my thoughts.
thank you, Mr. Kip. Miguda, what's your take? The president is launching projects. We also see him being received like a king. Maybe your comments on those two before Mr. Captain comes in.
I would like to
Let me get
begin
out
with.
for just like 5 minutes. I'll be back.
Okay.
Take over
Fine.
from where you said. But Miguda continue.
Okay. Okay. I was saying I would like to begin with the president.
Kindly remove the Nini. It's causing a lot of.
Am I clear?
Yes, proceed.
I was saying, let me begin with the issue of president being received like a king. I don't agree that president is being received like a king. It is something which has been choreographed. It is not natural. It does not come volitionally from the people. Mr. President is not being received like a king. That's a lie for the mainstream media and social media. I personally, I have connections in Nyanza. And you're aware, even the people receiving president are my friends, the goons who are hanging around the vehicle of Mr. President. The people were mobilized. The leaders from Nyanza region mobilized the people. They were paid money. Some came, and they were targeting market days. So you see, so I don't believe that it was realistic or naturally people received him. Like me, I called my family from Migori and my family from Kisumu County because I have two homes in Migori and in Kisumu. Today they told me that people were being paid money. Some were fed from Nairobi. We have colleagues. Actually, Makubori is aware. I have friends who came all the way from Nairobi to Homa Bay for body homecoming. So they have been paid. They have been mobilized. It has not been received like a king the way people are trying to put it. Ruto still depend on Raila to get low votes, as I've said. And I think William Ruto knows that his future opponent is Rigathi Gachagua. They are aware. Rigathi Gachagua have insisted not to respond to Ruto's dogs. He's still attacking Ruto directly. But Ruto has diverted the game. He has allowed the dogs to respond to Rigiji. He has removed people like Didi Nyoro, who are appearing like diplomats. So he has put Kimani Ichung'wah, who is crafty, to respond to Rigiji because both of them are crafty. That's going forward. Number two, about launching the project. I want to talk about the trauma center in Nyabondo because that's my hospital as well. It serves my family. The trauma center was launched by Uhuru Kenyatta during the handshake government. Today it was relaunched by William Ruto. They are purporting to say that these projects which William Ruto are launching, they are stall project. Trauma is not a stall project. Trauma was a complete project. The engineers who worked in Trauma completed it. And during the time they were in Trauma,
I think they were just opening it so that, like, they were opening the doors. I think that is what was going on today. So that
okay,
it started.
if it's opening, then it was genuine, because the engineers who constructed Trauma, those are my classmates in quote in high school. And after finishing Trauma, they were given another project in Migori town, the Migori market, which is in progress right now through World Bank. And they were also given the Awendo Way Bridge, which is complete. So you can see the Trauma Center in Nyabondo and the Migori market and the Awendo Way Bridge, these were World Bank projects, and the engineers who work on them, the so-called contractors, are people who are well known to me, and I can testify that they worked, it was during the Uru reign, not Ruto's reign. So I would like to talk about the promise he made during Lumumba visit in Kondele. He said that he's going to issue out ID cards to people and also to issue out title deeds. My question is, currently, the people who are getting the IDs, they are getting it, they are paying for them. And there's even expiry date for those IDs. Why can't he rectify that mess before promising people that is going to give IDs, which is untrue? And he said that next month there's Kazim Tani is going to come back. How sure are you? And previously he promised Kazim Tani while he was at Tarakaniti. It's now 1 month down the line. We haven't seen people resuming for Kazim Tani. So launching a project is not a favor from government. Launching a project is not a sympathy, is not something that you can, I don't need to vote for you because you launch a project in my home constituency or my home sub-county. It is the role of government to provide service delivery to its citizens. We need better hospitals. We need good education. We need good infrastructure. So it depends who was the president by that time. So when God given an opportunity to rule or to be president, you work for the people. Do not purport to claim that all the projects you have moved across the country launching, they are at your courtesy. They are not at your courtesy. You are just a custodian to us. You are not the one who owns those projects. You just act as a custodian. These projects, they are ongoing. Even Ruto can resign today or he can be impeached today, but the next president will still continue this project. So one should not take it as it is just a one-man show that these projects, because he came to launch to open Trauma, now the people of Lunyas are going to vote for him. That is rubbish. We should stop that bullshit. Mr. Ruto should be held accountable. He should respond to the Gen Z's question. He should respond to our accountability, the way you are putting him into accountability. He should not going around providing political solution to economical solution.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Migoda. You've talked about Kazim Tani. Maybe, Mr. Captain is back. Mr. Captain, what's your take on the reception of the president and also on the projects that we've seen him launching? Because the people of Kenya has this mentality that it's a normal thing to them. They've seen the president do launch so many projects, some of which they're not even aware of what happened. There is no money. Some of them we're being told there was money give and set aside for those projects. The projects are stalled. There's nothing going on. Your take on the projects and the reception, and also we've seen the the ODM member of parliaments. They're also trying to seek the president's attention. They're trying to get closer to the president. What is really happening? Are we seeing the president trying to bring in the ODM members of parliament? Are they going to work together? What is cooking? And in the presence of Gashagwa, why are they fighting Gashagwa? Why is the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah coming from Mount Kenya fighting Gachagua in front of the president? Does it mean they want to leave him out of this equation come 2027?
The host or the main executive was that I told you, 2027, it is the government of youth, Vijana. Not as in Vijana like some of us anyway, or like Gen Zs, but those, they are not Gen Z, they are not millennials, they are not wase, yani wako tu pale. Rigijia shapita hiyo. Na hiyo ndio itakuwa serikali yao. When I was going out, I heard Miguda saying that president was received like a king. Because for me, I cannot fall in that subscription. I cannot subscribe there because I've never seen a king being received anywhere.
No, I haven't said that. I haven't said that. I haven't said that. I was objecting. I haven't said that.
Very good, very good. Because even if I can ask you now, have you seen any king being received anywhere? I've never seen. Even Queen of England, I've not seen her, or before he died, and the one who is there now, I've never seen being received by people who at the end of it, after 2 hours, they'll go to the petrol station and buy fuel at that price. They go home and eat omena with ugali ile haijaiva, ugali ive vizuri, imekorogwa ni kama uji na si ugali. So that it will share the whole family. I have never seen that, because for me, you cannot receive somebody with your empty stomach and take him to be a king. Why take someone to tell somebody you are a stupid, you are an idiot? Don't cheat him. Huh? Tell him the truth. The country is not that, because when they are now together with Raila Odinga party and the UDA party, they are I call them party. Those are not government. They forced themselves to be the government. They think things are okay. Things are not okay. In fact, now we don't have now somebody who is monitoring the government. Watakuja wanaongeza pesa ya hii wakipunguza ingine na huko wametumiza. Let me give even a very simple example. Why is Safaricom fighting Starlink? Starlink now is the mother of what we are doing. Starlink has come to okoa sisi hapa. We'll be online with what we call unlimited. But Safaricom now saying, oh, new subscribers, they have to come in and join with the old subscribers to have the network. For what? Kenya ni soko huru, and you can do anything you want. Wanini hizi makina Uber, makina sijui Bolt, they did not come in conjunction with other applications in Kenya. We waited for Uber to come, and then now we start opening our minds that, oh, kumbe this thing hata sisi wa Afrika tunaweza ifungua. That is why we had to come up with the other platforms, like the local platforms anyway, that, I'm not campaigning for anyone here. So, launching projects like even the one for Kabonyo and all whatever, I say that we are good in forgetting things. William Ruto anasoma kitambo sana akajua hawa ni wale nawaita tupangwingwi, kumbe yeye apangwi, yeye ndiye anawapanga. Ana launch project moja karibu mara milioni ngapi? For example, even where this guy comes from, Elgeyo Marakwet, Kamarin Stadium, bro, where is it? Despite the fact that the area, my brothers, the area is producing at least who are international. That is where we have the biggest camp that is behind Ezekiel Kemboy, Chepkoskei, Eldoret Express, if you know her. Even all those all the very old athletes were produced from that area. Kamarin and Hiten camp is just like a kilometer, not even a kilometer. In fact, when they run from the camp, they come through Kamarin to waste some 2-3 minutes there. But I cannot even call it a dilapidated state, but it is because we allowed what we call don't fight our own. Serikali ni yetu. wacha kupinga serikali. Sawa sawa, serikali ni yetu. Mbona rais akuji kulala nyumbani, analala Nairobi, usingizi Nairobi na usingizi State Lodge Eldoret iko tofauti? Who said lazima mtu alale Nairobi ndio akuwe ati yeye ni president wa Kenya? Is there any problem? Guys, we need even we can say hii Kenya kama ni kuuzwa, ingewezekana kila mtu apewe share yake, tembea. For some of the people like the host yourself, you know, you have not been in a position of kulipa fees mpaka mahali fulani ndio ujue hapa tunapigwa chenga. Ukifika hapo utaanza kujiuliza, sasa hapa kweli kama mimi nalipa hii pesa, huyu mtoto yake atamlipia ngapi? Ngapi tunakuja tuna devolve ati sijui CDF, Elblon, mara Shifu, NHIF nini, na zote zinapeana na serikali. Mbona unakuja unatoa ati sijui Elblon unaweka kando, CDF unaweka kando, sijui primary school, secondary school money. That is one government that is doing all these things. Sit down as a government, sema hii imeenda university, kawia watoto, hii imeenda secondary, kawia watoto. Wacha kutuma pesa sijui mara iko mpaka na ofisi ngapi za CDF zimejaga EVDA na zote za kuloot. Hakuna kitu inafanyia wananchi wa Kenya. Somebody like me, mtu tu namna hii tu, siwezi pata CDF kwa sababu sijuani na MP, sijuani na ward administrator, sijuani na MCA. Watoto wa matajiri ndio wana benefit na hizo vitu. Sisi wengine tukienda, hata huyo jamaa siingie ofisi. Wewe unaingia ofisi bwana na gambu, tumetoka kuchunga ng'ombe. Huyu ni chokora ametoka wapi? Naona hata hauwezi kusikia. So guys, launching projects left, right, center, and there is no any benefit to our people, and you have used money to launch the same projects. You have to revisit, and there is no way we are revisiting this thing through the ballot. But I know here tukifika 2026 saa hii tunaanza kugawana hapa, mwingine wako sijui Jubilee, mwingine UDA, na hizo zote zitavunjika. Saa hii tunajua machama wanatengeneza, saa hii inakuja machama zingine kale sana.
Okay, thank you Mr. Captain. In the midst of all these things, the young people are calling for the president to help them create job so that they would also get employed. The president answered them by telling them that he's going to bring back kazi mtaani. Mr. Kip, is that going to solve the unemployment that is being faced by the young people? And why was the president too adamant on bringing it back amidst the call of the young people?
You know, when you say that now that he'll bring back the kazi mtaani, just the language of Mbadi. There was no problem with finance bill, and there was no problem with kazi mtaani because it was created by Raila Odinga. Now you people, you are now getting the truth here. Wewe ukikuja na idea yako na sikubaliana na wewe, juu wewe unatoka ile chama ingine na kuchomea. So the opposition side walikuwa wanachomea serikali wakitumia finance bill, na serikali inachomea opposition wakitumia kazi kwa vijana, ati pesa inaenda kwa wazee. We don't have any problem, the host, when it comes to kazi mtaani, finance bill and all whatever, as long as kazi mtaani kama itakuja, lipa mimi pesa yangu. Tumeagree nimesign nalipa 1,000 baadaye, na ikuwe ni pesa reasonable. Sio ninalipa 1,000 lakini pale nikisign karatasi na sign 400, hiyo ingine imeenda kwa nani? Like the other today itself, I know even this guy know, ni yule tu ataki kusema hapa. Today tumeambiwa zile miti zilinunuliwa wakati wa chartering Eldoret to be a city. Miti moja ilikuwa inanunuliwa 150,000. Kale ka miti tu. 150,000. Tumeonyeshwa hiyo miti nikaona hata basi wangesema 50,000 basi, alafu wakule hiyo ingine 10,000 ama sijui ngapi. Sasa 150,000 kweli? 100 kwanza, 100,000 kwanza, alafu sijui miti ngapi zilinunuliwa. Anyway, it's Kenya that we are. So there was what I'm saying, when we create kasi kwa vijana, pay our people with the express money, patia pesa yake. Wewe mbunge ama wewe president ama whoever is paying or finance or whatever, wewe pewa salari yako, kula yako. Huyu patia yake, ameenda kufieka kiwanja. Mkielewana 1,000, patia 1,000 yake. 400 siku hizi haisaidii. Kenya ile tuko kila kitu ni expensive. And si Kenya peke yake, it's a global thing in the whole world. Everything is becoming so expensive. If you are paying our people to work, kufieka wapi, 1,000, let it be 1,000 per day. Or even if it is 2,000, let it be 2,000 per day. Don't sign the documents there to be 2,000 na umpatie 200. Unaenda unaongeza zero zako huko vile baadaye. It is so painful. It is so painful because hata sisi wenye tunapata ka kitu kidogo haitutoshi, bado tunaona hatufikishi pale tunapata tukue. So there is no any problem, bro, when it comes to kasi mtaani and finance bill. It's only that I'm seeing who is bringing this idea of finance bill, who is bringing this idea of kasi mtaani. Na hii kasi mtaani, let it be just a very lasting solution to the people and the youth of Kenya. You remember when I was young, somewhere 1980s, somewhere there, early 80s, I used to see there were some people who are doing that job, kasi mtaani. Hata kulikuwa mpaka na tinga ya rural. Naona inafieka barabara, inaleta mchanga, inamwaga pale through the government. Ilikuwa mambo ya serikali. Mpaka baiskeli ilikuwa inakatiwa license. Kuna kaselote fulani hivi, uwezi ingia barabara kama hujaweka ile selote. Hata hii KBC radio na nini, ukiwa na radio TV chukua license. Hizo zote zilipotea kwa sababu ya hii kitu. Saa hii unaona Safaricom wanataka kupiga Starlink wakuwe the monopoly in the business, which is not everything has been developed na the world is moving now. Hata wametoka saa hii inaitwa artificial intelligence AI, tuko artificial intelligence system AIS, na Safaricom hajafika hata AI na wameanza kupinga wengine. So bro, when they bring in kasi mtaani, let it be genuine. Let it be the payment should come to M-Pesa or the account number for the person who is working. Na ionekane mpaka pale reference code ya payment iende mpaka system kwa computer. The host amelipa pesa ngapi? 1,000 yake ameenda nyumbani. Sio ati kuja weka kidole ya karatasi hapa. System iko na shida, sijui mara nini. No. We want things transparent.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Captain. We've seen people are having different opinion on Raila's quest. This issue of Raila going to the AUC. We saw the president launch the campaign early in the week. People are giving different comments. Some of them are seeing it as a trap that the president is setting him so that he can get out of the local politics. But in real sense, according to them, they're saying Raila is going to fail terribly. We've seen very senior politicians, the likes of Bukura Court, and many saying that it is a whole trap, that Raila is going nowhere. Mr. Kip, I heard you say the same thing. I heard you say the same thing. What is your take? Miguda also said very well that
you know what, bro? Let me say this. I didn't say that Raila is not going anywhere. This guy at the top right corner of the screen, I don't know the name.
Yeah, I'm actually referring to him. Oh, it's your two kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was referring to Senator. I think now I should call him Senator so that I do the
Mhm.
differentiate. Yeah, Senator, you said he's going nowhere and that it's a trap. Maybe tell us what you think. Is it really a trap according to you? Is he going to manage to get that seat? We've also seen there's a lot of money that is going to be channeled towards his campaign as a country. Why would we spend a lot of money going for campaign if maybe it's a trap, or if maybe it's not going to get it? Maybe another question is why are you saying that he's going to fail? And we've seen him together with the president travel to so many African countries trying to seek support. We've seen Raila having a close friend in Nigeria, and we are being told that in the western part, it's like they've captured that. When you go to the southern part, we saw that Raila was there in South Africa. He went to Zambia. He went to Zimbabwe. We've seen him in East Africa. We are being told is going to be supported, and we've seen the presidents of East African community. They also gave the same comments. Maybe your take on that, on the issue of Raila, and why you think is going to fail, and maybe why you think it's a trap. Continue. You are muted, but I've unmuted you. You can proceed.
Okay, I'm saying this thing. The whole thing is very funny because Ruto himself knows even Raila will not get the AU seat, but it is a tactical move to to remove him away from the local politics. You see, actually, it is a delayment. It is a delayment. You know, until February next year when the election will be done, and Raila is out of the local politics, Ruto will get a space now to recruit himself to now start recruiting other ODM affiliates. Soon you will not be surprised. You will not be surprised to see the suggestions that there's amalgamation between UDA and ODM. And about the foreign trips, the money spent on this campaign. Actually, you know, there was no Raila could not fit in the position of any cabinet secretary. That is a small thing to him. So the only thing he was given his money through what? Through AU bid. So Raila is enjoying part of the handshake known as broad-based government with William Ruto. Through they are looting our money through what? Sponsoring campaigning for Raila AU bid. How can you use taxpayers' money? As much as it might be perceived as a candidate representing the country or East Africa. So let's assume it's a candidate of East Africa. Why should Tanzania, Uganda not bring their money if they really believe is our candidate? Huh? So we should not be jittered at every given time. Ruto himself even knows Raila will not win this seat, but he's buying time so that he gets space uh, to regain the political muscle. You know, after the Gen Z, Ruto had two enemies. I told you Ruto was facing two enemies, the youth and the Raila from the opposition. So now that he has won Raila, they have now directing their guns towards the youth who are addressing fundamental issues affecting them. And we are just on an half time. You see, the real thing is about to go anytime soon. When Mbati and Obio and I failed in the ministries were given. So the energy will burn, the energy and and Ubio and I will ban this country.
Okay, thank you,
So,
thank you.
so take it from me. Raila will not win the AU seat.
It's okay. That's your comment. That's your take.
And,
Yeah, but
it is from a realistic point of view. My next is from a realistic point of view. When you compare Raila's credentials with other candidates, from the one Mikuda said, from the candidate from Djibouti, you see that the other guy is
Mr. Senator Kip, are you trying to say that Raila is not experienced enough uh, to win this seat, or what are you trying to say? If you try, for example, to compare him with the candidate of Djibouti, are you trying to say
Yes.
that he's not qualified enough?
Open the door.
absolutely. Raila has only elevated is on politics of populism. Yeah, it is not about ideologies.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Miguda, what's your take? Are we going to celebrate that Raila is going to be the next AU see leader? Or we will cry the normal way we've been crying?
You know, Makubura, this question to me, though I will answer you, but it's more of a trap. The more I try to avoid it, the more you are asking me this question. You know very well how disloyalty is being punished, where I come from, and you never know what the future holds for me. They might tell me to accountable for saying the truth, but the more I try to avoid this question, the more you ask me. But whether Raila is going to win or lose, I'd just like to be realistic. We will be here after the elections. Raila is not going to win AUC chairperson. But whenever I say that one, I'm being attacked right, left, center from the people of my region. I don't know why. They should
Kindly
stop
don't say
attacking me because
kindly don't
let me
say
just
it.
give you some facts. Let me just give some facts, then I can drop. And the reason why I believe that is not going to win is because you people have been talking about West Africa, and how many countries do you have in West Africa? There are more than one. But in West Africa, you people are talking about Nigeria, or Ghana. But well, there are many countries in West Africa. Remember, West Africa is a French colony. The French dominated West Africa in terms of colonies. So those French colonies are not going to vote for Raila. Go to Mozambique and Angola, the so-called Portuguese colonies. They're not going to vote for Raila. Go to the Arabian nation. So this matrix is very simple. Raila is being supported by the British colonies, and the Tanzania have come in because Tanzania was under German colony, but they lost their colony after World War II to the British, the Great Britain. So if you take your calculator and calculate those countries who are going to vote for Baba, they are they are almost 18, and the countries which are going to vote for the candidate from Djibouti, they are almost 33. So just my honest opinion, I don't have any grudge with Baba, and I don't wish any grudge with him. He's an old man. I wish him all the best. I don't even belong to his party. I'm not even a member of ODM. So my fans are usually attacking me after the show that why are you not supporting Baba? No, we wish him well, but on the other hand, according to the matrix, I'm not seeing him going to win this seat. I would like to concur with what one of our viewers said, Jepsy Corner. Jepsy Corner stated it here very unambiguous that Ruto and Raila are trying to calm things down. Meanwhile, they are buying time and organizing themselves. I tend to believe with him. I tend to believe that they're just buying time to organize themselves. But all of them, even Raila himself, knows that it's not a walk in the park. It is an uphill task to ascend to that AUC chairperson. So going forward, I think, in my honest opinion, I'll back here. Raila is not going to win AUC chairperson.
Okay, thank you. Me, I'm just a moderator. I'm not really trying to force issues. Mr. Captain, give us your take. Captain, are you there? I think I can't hear him. I don't know. I think he's
Also for the record, Makobura, I want to be very clear also. Let me not be mistaken. I didn't say that Ruto was received like a king in Kisumu. I didn't say that. I said the crowd was mobilized and the people who came were paid. And the people who mobilized the crowd were local leaders, and also some of my friends from Nairobi were ferried to those crowds. We have just received intelligence that those crowds were not authentic, they were not genuine. So I didn't say that Ruto was received like a king.
Okay, on the same. Hello, Mark.
yes. Senator,
Yeah,
continue.
on the same. You know, the crowd
Maybe you
was
can also, maybe before you come in, you can also give your view on the comment of Kenya Newsline, who is a good supporter of this channel. His take on the secretariat of the secretariat, those people who are helping Baba. Maybe a take on that as well.
actually I don't have a list of the secretariat, but I want to touch on the reception. To the reception in Luo Nyanza. Actually, it was a well-organized syndicate to create impression in the eyes of other Kenyans that Ruto received much love from area which was hostile. So
Ni kama
I agree with
ni kama watu wa
I,
Rift Valley wamenyang'anywa the president. Sasa the president is only safe while in Nyanza, from what you are seeing.
no, that is the impression. It is a fallacy actually. It is a fallacy because at the end of the day, Ruto has went there to make empty promises. You see, launching projects that will take another maybe 10 years to be finished. And let me tell you, 2027 politics, it is about Kenyans versus Ruto, Raila, Kalonzo, Wetangula, Mudavadi. We are going to send them all home. The old boys who have been dominating and ruining the economy of this country. So they should prepare early as this. As Ruto is also preparing to unite, because Kenyans are uniting against him and Raila. Now he should unite with Raila. But the waves will be strong and we will sweep them all out of the political arena and we will have a new Kenya. Actually, we want to have a new government that will come and reconstitute and review the injustices that Kenyatta, Moi, Uhuru, and Ruto has made it on Kenyans. So we should not give them chance to plan for their succession politics. That is my take.
Miguda, your take on the secretariat?
You know, politics is very dynamic, and politics it's not easy to understand it or to prophesize it accurately because of its nature of dynamics. The so-called Pauline Njoroge, you know, is she was Uru's blogger and she's still Uru's blogger. Uhuru is not support of Raila Odinga AUC chairperson because he was not present at the State House to launch Raila's bid. And you find that Pauline Njoroge, the blogger, is one of the Raila's secretariat. And people like Pauline Njoroge, these are the people who failed Raila Odinga during the 2022 elections. Raila Odinga banked his trust on people like Pauline Njoroge, people like Kibisho, the people who were supposed to help him with the system, the so-called machineries, the way they purport to. So the people who failed him to clinch 22 presidential seat are the same very people Raila has recruited to assist him to clinch the AUC chairperson. Even leave alone the issue of secretariat, because secretariats can only do some logistics to assist you in campaigns and also to assist you to lobby for your candidature. But let us just, I don't know why people fear to do maths. Just sit down with calculator, divide the African nations, divide the French colonies, the Arab nation, Somali, and also some people like Portuguese colonies. Those countries are not going, because those countries are not going to vote for Raila. Then this voting is a secret ballot vote. It's not where you go to carry your hands or you're going to Mlolongo line up. How sure are you that Museveni is going to vote for Raila? How sure are you? How sure are you that those people who have come to the launch, remember even during the 2013 elections, Jeremiah Kioni never voted for Musalia Mudavadi. That was the running mate. Even previous election, look at Martha's Karua polling station. Martha Karua polling station, Raila received, Ruto beat Raila in a mere polling station where Martha Karua cast the vote. So it is a secret ballot. I will show you that Museveni is going to vote for Raila. And you can heard what Museveni said about Babu Owino. Babu Owino, that is Raila's son. If someone does not trust your son, it means he doesn't even trust you. So I don't believe in whatever they are saying that the Raila is going to be the AUC chairperson. Leave alone the secretariat. Secretariats are just going there to spend the taxpayers' money, to spend what the people of East African presidents have contributed for the Raila's campaigns. Let us just take a simple arithmetic, then we calculate. We see whether he's going to win or not going to win. So I believe going forward, the issue of AUC chairperson, it was brought in to rebrand Baba, and also as things are unfolding. Why is it that during after Gen Z protests, broad-based government was formed as if it is something which was there before? It means the AUC chairperson seat, it was choreographed, or it came and they knew it that it will rebrand Baba and rebrand Ruto, so that going to 2027, people will not ask questions like, where are the projects we promise us? What about Asla versus dynasties? Now you see, the narrative have shifted to nilisaidia baba kwenda AU, nikapatia Mbadi treasury, nikapatia Opiyo Wandayi kitu. Why is he not talking about Aslas versus dynasty? So these people, they know they can't deliver, they cannot work. So they simply change the tactics of politics. For them, winning 2027 election is just over to them. They just have to win it. Then whoever will come 2032, they don't care. So, other than secretariat, Raila is not going to win this AUC chairperson.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Migod.
Okay, Mark, I want to concur with Mikuta on the issue of Museveni. I really doubt whether Museveni will vote for Raila, because the lies of our president has gone beyond East Africa. You are telling us your candidate is going to bring free trade, free visa. When you talk about free trade, that's why Museveni was giving condition that umenifungia mayai yangu, umefunga sukari, na unaniambia your candidate ndio atakuja kulete to open the market. Can you see the lie here? So Museveni was conditional actually to give us his vote. You must open the borders, alete mayai yake, alete maziwa yake, because alisema fight yako ni nini? If don't tell me because we are neighbors or because we speak the same language, I should vote for you. Yes, you see it is a milk producer. Yes, he said he's producing milk, and the people around him also produce milk. So he must what? Look for a market in a nearby to sell their milk, and that is Kenya. And if Kenya is refusing to buy his milk, so he should look for another person who is willing to buy the milk, which is Djibouti or elsewhere.
Okay.
And also, what is the interest of Olusegun Obasanjo in this election? I've seen him many times in Kenya. Actually, that is a former president of Nigeria. Yes.
President of Nigeria, I think, is just a good friend to Raila. He's just a good friend. I think when he narrated the story, he clearly said that they started their friendship a long time ago, and they've maintained it for quite some time. Even before this issue of AUC came, I think he's one of the people who convinced Raila to go for this seat. Remember during the Gen Z's demonstration, the person who started the conversation with the AUC, and then Raila came out, told the people. If you remember, Raila was a little bit confused on whether to side with the government or to side with the Gen Zs. So this is the time Obasanjo came into the country. I think he had a conversation with the president and the former premier, and we saw them come out to give a press. That is when we started seeing him in the country.
Are you sure we are even going to get the vote from Nigeria?
Not very sure. It's a secret ballot, just the way you said. Before you proceed, allow me to acknowledge our viewers. Judy, thank you so much. Kenya Newsline, thank you so much. Captain Keep, thank you for also joining. I've also seen our good friend Kenya Revolutionary. Thank you so much for joining, for being at the comment section. If maybe you want to join the show, the link is over there. If you have time, you can also join and give your view. Mr. Captain, we've been waiting. Not really. We wanted to hear your take on what was the question, Mr. Migoda? I think I'm
you are asking about the secretariat.
About the Raila meaning
Yeah, that was the question. I was almost going to the next one. Yeah, what's your take on the issue of Raila? Is he really going to take this seat?
You know what? There was, the problem.
Yes.
The problem with us in Africa is the religion. We factor religion so much, especially when we are trying to fix out our problems. That is why Africa cannot unite to be one. And even you see this guy from is it from Chad or which country? I don't know. This guy is a Muslim. And most of the countries, if you count the countries in Africa that they are Muslims, mostly are dominated by Muslims, you'll see that most of those countries are the ones voting for this guy from Chad. And again, we have like how many countries that they don't have presidents now? They are under military. I think like 4 of them. They are like 4 of them. They cannot vote. And that is a landslide for this guy from Chad to win the AU seat. We have done all those tactics, and even we have calculated all those things, and we know even if this guy will get how many votes, Raila will get how many votes. The other senators say that Raila will not win. He will not win. Surely he will not win. So let's count ourselves out from that. Even if Obasanjo was coming to campaign for Raila in Kisumu, not knowing that he's supposed to campaign for Raila in West Africa, that was just a joke of another day. This thing is about countries, not about the country. The country, we only have 1 vote for William Ruto. Museveni has 1 vote. We don't know even if he'll vote for Raila.
Mr. Captain.
Yeah.
Mr. Captain, we've seen the president. You know him. He's viewed as the most traveled president. And in Africa,
Yes.
at some point, he was seen as the spokesperson of the continent of Africa. With all this influence, is he? Why is it that we are having this? The people are saying that there's a possibility of him not winning, but we've seen an active president going through all the countries trying to seek for support.
I think the way I started, you are listening. Religion is a factor in this thing. That's what I can tell you. And you know our religion in Kenya, mostly we are Christians. I'm not fighting anybody. I'm not fighting
Yeah,
any religion
the bigger
anyway.
percentage truly is
Yeah,
Christianity. That's true. Yeah.
bigger percentage is Christianity in Kenya, and you know most of the votes, and you know the Muslims the way they vote, you know them. It's not even a question. You understand those people, they do their own things. That is where we'll fail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you
We
for
need
your comment.
we need to accept and move on as early as it is, because we don't have somewhere to go and do mandamano. I don't know where we are supposed to mandamana in this thing. Where are we going supposed to do mandamano? We don't know. Is it in Ethiopia? We cannot.
Okay. Maybe my last, the last thing that we are going to talk about. I don't know what's wrong with the senators, St. Kiplimo's network. I wish he would join again because he's in this profession of teaching. So we wanted to hear from him. We've seen the teachers going for strike. They've called a strike on Monday. They're saying it's going to be the mother of all strikes. We wanted to hear from his side what is really happening in this in the teaching fraternity. The teachers are saying that there is no promotion that is going on. Most of them have not been promoted. Their salary is not being increased. The government they do have negotiation with the government, but the government do not put in consideration all the agreements that they have agreed. Mr. Megoda, what's your take? Are we? Why is it that we've been seeing a consistency in demonstration among the teachers? If it is not teachers, it is the doctors. This culture of people going for demonstration every time, every year. When are we going to end it? And what do you think? Do you really think is the problem?
There are many problems in this country. Just going for strike is just one of the problems we have. You know, we are the beneficiary of free primary education, and even during our time, there were so many strikes. From time I was in primary, high school, strikes have been there. So I don't know if at all the government has addressed the challenges affecting teachers or not. These challenges affect teachers should be addressed once and for all. But you see, in our country, we value politics. We do a lot of politics than development or than addressing the issues. That's why we want to shift the paradigm from politics of regionalism, politics of money, to politics of issue-based politics. That's why we Gen Z wanted to get the overhaul of the whole system. If at all we could have gotten the overhaul of the whole system, teachers could have not been on street coming Monday. So the government, the backstop with the government and the backstop with the president, if they're in any agreement with teachers or doctors, they should implement such agreements to avoid teachers going for such strikes. I usually cite example of Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula. Moses Wetangula, his airtime is 25,000 per month, and JSS teacher is being paid 18,000 per month. And you know, Moses Wetangula, he can come to parliament maybe on Tuesday or Thursday, or maybe in a month he can come 4 times in parliament. He doesn't come on a daily basis. JSS teacher is there with the students or pupils from Monday to Friday, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and is being paid 18 Ks. But the Speaker of the National Assembly is being paid 25 Ks for airtime, just airtime. So you wonder, who is he calling with that much airtime? And the members of parliament have their leaders in the House. The leaders in the House are responsible for the communication to the members of the parliament. So in case there is any agreement or there is any between teachers, government, or doctors and government, the government in place should implement it. The buck should stop with them because the president, because he's the head of the state currently. We understand there is Teacher Service Commission, we understand that there is KMPDU, but those are just representation of the teachers. The president should come in and influence the implementation of such agreements. Because were it not for education, William Ruto could have not been president. William Ruto is a product of education. It is through education that William Ruto became the president of this country. It is through education that William Ruto went to university and met the people like Girongo, YK and Eto. It is through education that today, even us, we are able to meet these young politicians. So I support education fully. Teachers should be looked into because all of us here are product of teachers. So education should be free from primary to university because education is the only tool to equalizer of all human beings. It's only through education that can make you to be in the same table with the son and daughter of the dynasty. It is only education that can bring you together in the same class. We can enjoy the same class with the son of Murkomen or daughter because of education. There's nowhere we will meet. So going forward, that's why we are saying if even the people who are joining this government kindly assist us to put this government into accountable. Let us provide the doctrine of separation of powers, checks and balances. So if they are not listening, they thought that by bringing Raila in, things will calm down. You have seen now, teachers are going for strike. Doctors are alarming. You don't know who might come next. So the government should be responsible and the buck stop with the president.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kiplimo, the senator. You are in this profession. What is really hailing this sector? I think you understand it better. Are you guys being paid enough? What about the agreements that you do have with the government? Are they putting it in consideration? The issue of teachers being taken to delocalized, some of them are being taken to other counties. We've seen protests. There's a time we saw a group of teachers complaining and they even went for strike saying that they don't want to be taken to specific area because of issues of insecurity, issues of hardship, allowances. Are you guys being paid? What is really happening? Kindly share with us. Thank you.
Welfare. Before we talk about welfare of teachers, the whole system of education as we speak is at mess. You know, the competence-based curriculum is under trial. There is no enough funding from the government in terms of manpower and material, and particular the most affected schools is public schools. And you know who attends public school? A daughter or a son of a poor farmer who hardly gets 3 meals a day. So you see, the common man has been oppressed academically by those who are in power. Actually, how can you convince me as a parent that in a school of 1,000 students, we only have 2 teachers for junior secondary. One permanent, another one is under internship. The same teachers, they are teaching more than the subjects they are trained for. So you now, what comes to your mind? You see the quality of the education also has been compromised, because maybe I'm a teacher of English literature. You are telling me go and teach Kiswahili, CRE, mathematics. Actually, the teachers are very overburdened, and they are paid low salary. And honestly, teachers, junior secondary teachers are undergoing a lot of trauma because of the challenges they are facing. Until now, 2 years later, we don't have a rationalized curriculum for the competence-based curriculum. We're being told we're waiting for Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development to give us rationalized curriculum. 2 years later, is the government serious with education of children of this country? And like you know that the children of politicians are in the expensive private schools and international schools. So this thing you might see as if it is a technically initiated by the politicians to rule us forever. Because once you have tampered with the education system of a country, tomorrow you will render anyone irrelevant. Maybe you have graduated, but they will tell you your skills is not required in the labor market. So it will be the children who went through these expensive schools that will be controlling us. And our parents must wake up. We must come up. Me as a professional, I must be honest, I don't want history to judge me badly that I was there witnessing education of children of business messing up and I kept quiet. So the whole system is in mess. I'm not even interested about salary increment, but we must first reconsider the system of our education. If
Mr.
because you
Kiplim,
cannot, yes.
Mr. Kip, what are the exact reasons why the teachers wants to go for demonstration? Is it the issue of salary? Is it the issue of hardship allowance? Is it the issue of the CBA which is not being honored? What exactly is making them go for this strike?
To listen just about few, there are many challenges teachers are facing. First, the issue of salaries. You saw from the beginning CBA based implementation, you see a teacher is getting 1,000. Is that something you are negotiating for? At most 3,000. What is that? So teachers still need a better pay like other developed countries, or so. Because at the time you saw many of the teachers were traveling, going to Australia and United States of America and Canada, because of what? They are promised higher pay than what they are getting in Kenya. Another issue teachers are striking for is stagnation in one job group. You saw a case of a teacher who was his student has come to go ahead of the same job group. He is 20 years later. So we are saying there's a lot of impunity in Digital Service Commission under the watch of the old lady who is above the 60 years. I don't know why she's doing in office, Nancy Macharia. And Mr. President should give his words. The other time he issued an executive order that all civil servants above the age of 60 must exit the office. So when you see teachers, for example, my union, Kenya Union of Post Primary Teachers, KUPPET, saying that we are not going back to class is because of the real face of impunity we are facing in Teacher Service Commission. Kuna mtu amekaa hapo anasema utanifanyia nini? Mimi ndio kusema ana watoto wenye wako shule, he is only in office maybe once in a week and is getting almost half a million salary. Mwalimu anapata salary airtime yake. So you see the imbalance and the impunity in the Salaries and Enumeration Commission. So we have a lot as teachers to be addressed. So I just the little, but there are many problems we are facing as teachers of this country. So the profession is no longer lucrative as it was before.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kiplimo. Thank you for giving us an insight of what is really going on in that sector. I don't really think there's. Miguda, do you have something to say on top of what Senator said?
Senator has perfectly executed it very well. So, but of course, I've talked previously, so I think I'll just let us round up.
Okay, so yeah, maybe my thoughts on this. I think the government should ensure that profession is respected. We've seen so many times teachers go for strike. When I was in primary, I saw them going for strike several times. When I went to high school, when I went to college, I think it's a very painful thing that teachers are not really being looked. The matters, the financial needs of teachers are not really being looked into, because it doesn't really make sense that someone who instills knowledge, teachers are they're like the drivers of this economy, because without them instilling knowledge on this everyone, there's nowhere we are going. So even the best brains that we have in Kenya, they've all gone through these they've all come from teachers. So as a country, I think we should respect the teachers. From where I see it, I think that the people should be paid more than any other profession, because doctors come from them. Even these members of parliament who keeps, it is so painful that whenever we see them trying to increase their salary, we see a member of parliament, they increase a salary with 100,000, and then when it comes to a teacher, they increase it with 200 shillings. That doesn't really make sense, because remember, even the inflation and everything keeps on going. If 200 can buy tea today, it's not going to buy tea next year. So they should really look into this issue. And if they don't, we as a people, we shall stand up with the teachers and we shall fight for their right, because it is a right that should be respected. I think that's my take on that. We don't want to see teachers, don't want to see doctors going for strike. Those are very essential people in the society that we need as a people. Allow me, before we close the show, to say thank you to all those people who participated by commenting, by joining. Thanks to Captain, I think he's left the studio. Thanks Gypsy Corner, Kenya Revolutionary, Benson, thank you so much. Kenya Newsline, thank you so much. And everyone who maybe didn't comment, but they're still at the viewing part, thank you so much. As a channel, you're grateful. And this is Brother Benson Media, BBM, where your opinion matters. We listen to your opinion, and then that is what we do here. So thank you for your support. If you're new, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. Maybe your last comments, Mr. Meguda. what would you tell the people before we close?
My final thought be like to our viewers and also to Kenyans, don't ever trust a politician. A politician can do anything to achieve his specific goal. For instance, the trip in Nyanza, it was mobilized, people were ferried, people were paid money. People were ferried as far from Nairobi to attend the so-called homecomings. So it appeared like Nyanza shifted to William Ruto. That's a fallacy. Never trust our politicians. They can do anything to achieve their specific goals. To our viewers, we are very grateful. Always pleasure to be here. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Mr. Senator Kiplimo, what's your last remarks to the people? What's your last take?
There's the people of Luo Nyanza.
Yes, continue.
Yeah, I want to tell my brothers and sisters from Luo Nyanza that don't donate your brains to the politicians. Don't donate your brain to Raila to think for you. Can you think for yourself and ask yourself, what is the benefit? What benefit have you gained as a family or as an individual level? After Raila appointed his sister or his daughter, yes, to Yala. After Raila gave his brother direct ticket to be senator. After Raila appointed some of close family members to cabinet. So I want to tell my brothers from Luo Nyanza, wake up from the political cult. That is like the one, the people who are in Pastor Mackenzie camp. So it is a new dawn. Wake up and we unite as a nation. And already we know what are the problems of this country. So we have to unite against them and form a new Kenya.
Okay.
And before, let me end by this. And those who are in power who want to mess up with the education of our children, particularly the president himself, who has come with a punitive financing model. So he's trying to test fire. Actually, if you mess up with the comrade's life, you will see what will be worse even more than what we saw in financial bill 2023. So he must withdraw that financial modeling or is looking for problems. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to our viewers. Allow me to take this opportunity to say goodbye. If it's night where you are, have a blessed night. If it's daytime, have a good day. And thank you until next time. Bye-bye.